Welcome to Miss C's cottage. This is the home of the Somebunny. I'm Miss C, and I am what I am, and that's all what I am. And I'm okay with that. I hope you are too. It's nice to see some new faces and some old friends come through that door, and some rules of the house. Leave your shoes and all your worries at the door. Don't bring them in because that's not this kind of a place. Come in, get yourself something hot to drink or cold to drink. Pick out a chair, put your feet up, and do what you like to do. Chat with your friends, work on a project, crochet along with us, whatever. This is the time for you to come and relax for 2 hours and not worry about the cares of the world. I'm glad to see each and every one of you in this morning, and that includes Lana, whose meds might knock her out in the middle of the program. That's okay. We still love you, Lana. I do make doilies with Aunt Lydia's. The crochet thread and the hook are so small that it does irritate my arthritic thumbs. So I can't, I do it long term, a little bit, maybe just one round, and then I have to quit. But that's something that you do slowly but surely. Lana Nana Bananas here, and there's my friend Jenny. And the Sunday Stitchers Club is here. Wow. Good morning to you, my friend Leanie, my sister Eileen. Love that girl. Kitty Lane, my baby boomer from Virginia, the peninsula in Virginia's here. Good morning, sweet pea. Gracie Canales is here this morning. Welcome, welcome. You just drop your shoes, come on in and settle in a chair and listen. And Tammy is here. She's going to be listening. Leslie just got some coffee. You know what, Leslie? I had 2 cups of coffee this morning, and that's usually my limit. But I was at Michi's the other day, and she was drinking this protein drink, and it is a coffee base, and it equals 1 cup of coffee, 160 calories, only 1 gram of sugar, 24 vitamins and minerals, plus nutrients for immune health support. And it's a cafe latte. And I went on to Amazon and I ordered some. And I really like them. They're a very nice meal substitute if you're in a hurry. A lot of times I'll be working in here and Elmo will pop his head in and say, I'm going to Walmart, do you want to go? Or I'm going to Hobby Lobby, or I'm going to Rural King, or somewhere. I'm going, do you want to go? And if it's close to lunchtime, I'll say, have you eaten yet? And he'll say, yeah, I grabbed a whatever. I'll grab one of these and take it with me because I know that it's satisfying and it's a meal substitute. So something to think about. I enjoy them though, and I thank Michi for that. And there's Mia. I have to tell you guys, Mia is one of the faithful few who has gone back and probably watched every one of my old lives. And some of them she says a couple times. So every time I turn my notifications on, I get a notification from her that she's watched something of mine. And I said to her, don't you get bored watching the same thing over and over again? I mean, my face is not like drop dead gorgeous or anything. So, but I appreciate it. Your eyes should be getting just about right by now, Tammy. I'm looking forward to that. I'll bet you are too. And there's Sam. Sam, you had a pattern. No, you showed me the stacked single or the stacked double. I never know what to call them, but thank you for that. I appreciate that. Um, I wasn't really sure. I had seen it, but it just didn't click. So I thank you for that. And there's Jacqueline Marley with my Irish hugs for the week. Barbara Andrews is here. Hello, hello, my love. And Sally Stevens, who always reminds me that kindness matters. Welcome to the cottage, sweetheart. And there's Michelle Plays Hooky. She's got lots going on over at her house. We need to keep her in our prayers between her and her daughter and her grandbaby. She's got 2 now. And my cousin Dee. Welcome, welcome. Always love to see you come in. Paula Mulford and Suzanne is here. And there is Gabrielle. She's got the cutest stories going all about a trip to another planet. And that's all I'm saying about it. It is just cute, and it's going to be an ongoing thing. So you need to get yourself over there and see where she is and what she's doing. It's really cute. There's my Bonnie girl. And Bonnie's reminding everybody, leave your epithelials on the like button. I always love it, Michelle, when you pop your head in the door and say Heidi ho. I think we're getting there, Barbara. I really feel a whole lot better. Now, there's one lingering thing that I have and one lingering thing that Elmo has. He has a lot of mucus in his throat, a lot of phlegm. He calls it phlegm because of the spelling. And we joke about that, the phlegm. But he bought some mucin, Robitussin DM. So it's going to see if he can break that up and get rid of it. Mine is, it's kind of a smell aftertaste associated thing. I can't explain it, and I can't identify what the scent is, but it's kind of metallic. And some things you just can't wait to bite into a cookie, and then it's got that. So I hope that goes away. He says it might not, but I hope it does. But I think we're both getting our energy back and both feeling a whole lot better. So I wanted to thank you for all your prayers, all of you that have been praying for Mr. Elmo and I. We greatly appreciate it. And there's Marlena. Hello, hello. And Kim. Kimmer, I hope to get your surprise off this week. I was going to send you a smaller section, but then I realized when I went back over your email that it probably was a large section. And so I'm going to send you the larger one. So be prepared for that when it comes in the mail. And again, I hope I don't offend you, but I know you have a good sense of humor. I've seen you at Christie's. I love you so much. All right, let's see who else is here. Denisha, if you at the end of my live, I usually get the book out and we take prayer requests for anyone who would like prayers. But if you come up with something in between time, you can always go over to Denisha's channel because she keeps a prayer log also. I want to put that in there so that you know. She is a prayer warrior. I'm glad, Lana. I wouldn't want to finish out without you. If they do, Bonnie, I really like it. I've never. My daughter drinks cold coffee. She'll go through Starbucks and get cold coffee, and I never saw the point of cold coffee. But this is good. Granny D, Gracie, and Bonnie, and Dee, you guys are all here. Yeah, our sunflower Ashley passed. But I have to tell myself she doesn't endure any of that pain, and no more chemotherapy, no more. She's in a better place, and she's jumping up and down and feeling just fine. And that's what counts. That's what counts. There's Sandra Carlton. Happy Sunday to you, my love. Oh, really? Oh, well, that'll be nice. That'll be nice, Dee. That will be nice. That will give closure to a lot of people here on the YouTube streets. Big smooches. And she will give big smooches because I've seen those lips. No, things don't taste any better now. It's not as often, but I still get that. And I can't, it's just like right there what it is, but I can't place it. It's not good. North cold coffee is called iced coffee. Yeah, coffee. It's iced coffee. I have a friend from New Jersey who used to come over and talk and have coffee with me. And there's Dreeny. Hello, my purple friend. Is what is bringing me peace. Denisha, you got a circus over there, and you got lots of little monkeys running around in your circus. So I'm glad that prayer brings you peace. It is a comforting thing to know that you can crawl up into Abba's lap and he can put his arms around you and just hold you and give you that peace that passes all understanding. There's nothing like it in the world. Leanie likes, oh no, Kitty likes caramel vanilla iced coffee. And there's my Nana, Nana Banana Lana. And Tia, Tia, thank you for that question. I hope I answered it okay. Yeah, we'll see her again, that's for sure. And there's Gabriella. And there's my favorite pea in the whole world. I talk and go to the kitchen for coffee. We've been down here for 20 years, and you still have a Long Island, Long Island accent. Long Island. I love it. And there's my daughter Carrie. Good morning. I have to tell you, when I get up in the morning and go out in the kitchen to make me a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, I always look over at my kitchen table or the kitchen table that's there, and that beautiful, beautiful tablecloth is on it, and it just looks so beautiful. And it was a God thing because from the center to the edge of the table, those pineapples are all along the edge of the center of the table before it drops. And it fits perfect. It's just gorgeous, and I love it. And Sunita was out walking her dog this morning. I didn't know whether she'd make it back in time because you know those dogs, they like to wander off and sniff things. I told her, I said, it's like when I go into Hobby Lobby, all the sights and the sounds and the smells and the shiny things, it takes me 3 times longer than most of the time when I shop. I know what I want. I know where it is in the store. I get out of the car, we walk in, Mr. Elmo goes his direction, I take the cart and go my direction, I go, I get what I want, and I'm done. When I get in Hobby Lobby, it's like, ooh, wow. And then I always meet someone in there. What are you working on? Really? Yeah, what do you do? Well, I'm Miss C, and I live at Miss C's cottage, the home of the Somebunny. Let me show you a Somebunny. I crochet and make them and give them to people so they know somebody loves you. Oh, that is so cute. And from there, Dawn Lavelle! Hello, hello. My goodness, it's been a while since I've seen your beautiful face come through the door. I'm so glad to see you here this morning and to hear you. And Regina Provenzano, you tricky little thing. Okay, I think this is a really good segue now into the next section. You know, I made Peppermint Patty, the pink bunny, with the chocolate feet. And my second bunny was Captain York, and he's a dark chocolate bunny. And he has green feet. And he was so luscious. I took a bite out of his ear. Wait, I'll get him and show you. I took a bite out of his ear to make sure he was green all the way through, and by golly, he was. He's part of the peppermint family. Sergeant York. And here's his poor old ear where I took a bite out of his ear. But he's very brave. He never cried. He's very brave. So I got Happy Mail this week. And in my Happy Mail, I get this note that says, "You're awesome, totally." That's the long and short of it. The cutest card. Belated happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. Your sister in Christ, Regina. Just hope you like Andy. He is mint to add to your mint to be series of bunnies. So Regina was listening, and guess what she made me? While we were out and about, I got some. I think these are from Hobby Lobby. Okay, these are from Hobby Lobby. You know, at the checkout, they always have those things to catch your attention and trick you into buying. Andy's cream to mint thins. So what do I get in the mail from Regina? Andy, a cream de menthe, part of the peppermint family. I absolutely love him. And look at his tail. I showed Mr. Elmo, and he just, I, I think he was eating crackers or something. I don't know. Whatever it was went all over the computer, though. But isn't he just adorable? So he's going to go up on the shelf next to Captain York. And he must be milk chocolate because Captain York is the dark chocolate. You guys, you never cease to amaze me with your love. I love, love, love it. Absolutely. And you know, Peppermint Patty went to my favorite server at in Bell at Aiken's Barbecue. It's a family-owned barbecue in Bell, Florida. And when I took it to be delivered, she wasn't working. So they called her and she said, "Oh, I love her. I'm on my way. Let me get dressed." They had been swimming. So she brings herself and her sister and her boyfriend. So I'm giving her Peppermint Patty and telling her about Peppermint Patty, and her sister's just standing there staring. And I said, "Would you like a bunny?" And she said, "I would love a bunny." So her color's blue. So I made her a blue bunny. This is out of a blue denim, variegated blue denim. So we got that one done. And her boyfriend, Adelaide's boyfriend, Jake, was there. And he wants a goat. I think I told you last week. Denisha, you're going to have to make a bunny. After making all those giraffes, all those zebras, your bunny's going to be easy. Thanks, Sandra. Yeah, that Andy is, I love him. You just want to eat him up, you know? Anyway, okay, what's next? We got our Andys. Okay, I can put this aside because we got that. What am I working on? Well, I'm working on Boggy Creek blankets and using the Luck of the Draw colors. And if you don't know anything about those, we are halfway through Luck of the Draw number 12. And Luck of the Draw is a challenge to choose a main color and five other colors. And each week, Trish from Mama Swift takes her red solo cup and shakes up the numbers and pulls one out. And whatever number that is, you go on the chart that you've made up for your colors. My main color for the water lily blanket is a dark green, and then there's the rest of my colors. And this one over here is cream, is my main color, and then these are my 5 colors for the succulent blanket. So whatever number she pulls out, I come to my chart, figure out what yarn I used for that particular number for that week, and I put it in my blanket. So here is my succulent blanket up through week number 5. And the color she drew for this week, the number was green for me. So I'm putting this one on And then I'll put another row of my base color, and I'll be ready for Thursday. I just have this color, and it's our first repeat color. So that's the succulent. And I think I told you not all girls are frilly girls. So instead of flowers, I put a succulent in the middle of that one for somebody who might not be a ruffles and lace and ribbons girly girl. And I've been wanting to do this water lily for some time. So there's Denise Contreras. Welcome, Denise. Welcome in, sweetheart. I'm so glad you're here. Anyway, I started this water lily. I went online to find out how to do it. And what she did was a yellow one. She started out with pink, and I didn't want pink. I wanted yellow in the middle of mine. So what I did was I picked up the yellow because I thought she was starting in the middle. But this is the water lily that she made. And it's very beautiful. It's done in the round, of course, but you make your circle, and then you do your outer petals. And while you're doing your round, you're working in the back loop. So you've got the front loops to work in on the next round as you come back to the center. And then the yellow that she had out there was for the very center of the flower. Well, I finished my yellow one, and I really liked it, but it wasn't big enough for what I wanted for the middle of my granny square flower, luck of the draw, Boggy Creek blanket. So, of course, when you can make one, why not make two? So I made two. And then I stitched that to my blanket. And this is, I told you the dark green is my base color. And if you know anything about quilting, if you have a dark color, you put less of that fabric in your quilt because the dark colors tend to draw your eyes. I could do it in pink. I guess some water lilies are pink. Anyway, I've got a couple variegated greens in here. This green and yellow one, and then this is more of a blue and brown, and yeah, it's got some like teal and some brown in it. So it kind of looks like the bottom of the pond, and maybe where the light shines and some of the algae on top or something. I don't know. I just was pulling colors, and hey, Mama Swift, I was just showing them the new watercolor, the water lily blanket with my water lily and all of the colors, the bottom of the pond, and I wanted to show you too that I did do a round of wheat stitch in the succulent blanket. I put a round of wheat stitch in that one. It's coming out really nice. I like it. But I just couldn't wait to do this water lily. So I went online and I found maybe I don't have her name. Anyway, she did it, and I copied it. And that's all I have to say about that. And I'm caught up on this one. This is through week 5. And I put the dark green as my base color. And I'm already over 20 inches. So that's why I'm doing single crochets for my base color, because one, it's a dark color and draws your eye, and I don't need a lot of it. and 2, I'm running out of inches. So I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. The other thing I'm working on is a stitch from Allison Russell, and it's columns and shells. And you start out with 4, and you make a shell of 5. Well, actually, you start out with 4, you chain 2, and you come over here to the very last double crochet in your shell, and this is where you put your next shell, right in there. You make a shell of 5 and go immediately into these 3, chain 1, 3 columns, chain 1, 3 columns, here it is, chain 2, come over into the last stitch of your shell and make another shell of 5 and go immediately to your columns, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, come over into that last double crochet with it, and then finish off with 4. And it comes out so pretty for a delicate little baby blanket. She calls them baby blanket. All right. Who's playing, Sunitha? From pink to yellow and everything in between. Wow. All right. Well, maybe I'll make a pink one then. The Chargers won Friday night, and the Chiefs and I live in cheap territory, and I got bragging rights now. Oh, the Chiefs lost to the Chargers. And you live in cheap territory, not cheap territory. Oh no, the house divided. No clue who's playing. Well, my Tom was an avid football player, and we watched every sport on TV, every sport. And growing up in Michigan, I'm a University of Michigan college football fan. Growing up in Ohio, my Tom was an Ohio State fan. So every time they had a game, I'm M go blue, and he's on the other side. But we were a house divided, but it worked out. It worked out. Can't do the Patriots. I don't like that some of the teams change their names. It gets me confused, but I'm confused anyway. All right, let's get the book out. Make sure I've got everything. Whew, almost fell off the chair there, guys. Make sure I've got everything. I told you about the Somebunnies. I showed you the blue bunny, the succulent blanket, and the water lily for luck of the draw. I did go to the Dollar Tree and find those big 1 pound skeins of Red Heart yarn, the solid colors. I went to the bigger store in Gainesville, I think it was, and found orange. No, was it? I don't know where. I found the papaya and the cream. And then we went somewhere else this last week, because Lynette said that they weren't going to put them out until Tuesday the 3rd, I think. It was Tuesday the 3rd. Tuesday the 2nd. They were going to put them out. They had to have them out by September 3rd or September 2nd or something. So anyway, we went back. And they had the pea green. And so I got 2 of the green. I got another papaya, and I got another cream. So now I have 2 papaya, 2 cream, no, 2 papaya, 2 pea green, and I have 3 of the cream. So I think that's going to get me through some Boggy Creek blankets. The only patriot I root for is Matt Slater. You know, him and his family. Wow, that's something. You got the orange and green? Patriots are playing the Raiders today, Tricia says. I don't keep up with them anymore because I don't watch much TV, one. And second of all, Mr. Elmo is not a sports-minded like my Tom was. So it's not on here. San Diego. I like the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know why, but and the Lions, I guess, because Michigan, Detroit Lions. That's a couple that I remember. Okay, I think it's time for Pick Your Blessing. What do you think? Sunitha, are you game? Are you game for Pick Your Blessing? I like the Steelers too. Those guys in Pittsburgh are pretty tough. There's Southern Winter. Hello, hello. Did you get your package, my love? Oh my goodness, and there's Ellen. If you haven't seen Ellen's new shawl, you need to go over and take a look at it. It is absolutely beautiful. And she says, well, I finished it up and my daughter claimed it, so now I have to make another one. What's a mother to do, right? Dallas Cowboys. You've been here and I missed you? Okay. It should be there. Because they got mailed Monday, Tuesday. Maybe they got mailed Tuesday. It should be there. All right. Is Sunitha not here? Yes, I am, Jen, and that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about. So we'll see when Sunitha pops back in. We'll do our count your blessing. I have air miles with American Airlines, and so I have my niece and I were going to drive up the end of this month and come back the middle of October. She wasn't able to get that long time off of work, so her schedule has been curtailed to 10 days. 10 days is not enough time for me to spend with the things that I want to do. So I went to my American Airlines. I called them and I said, do I have enough air miles on my card to book a flight from Florida to Toledo, Ohio? And he looked it up and he said, yes, ma'am, you do. It's only $1.23 on Etsy. Wow. That's like a $5 pattern to me. That's a beautiful shawl. So anyway, I booked a flight on the 17th of this month, which is, it's 10 days from now. 10 days from now, I'm going to be flying up to Detroit, and my nephew's going to pick me up in Detroit. And I'm going to get to spend the rest of the month with my sister, whose birthday is in September, and then I will spend a day or so with my other sister, my oldest sister, whose birthday is in October. And then on the 20th, I will ride home with my niece, who's got her 10 days. I'll ride home with her. You know, those octopi do that. Every year they get bigger. Bonnie's going to do it. Okay. Okay, Bonnie. She always puts me in charge. Oh, she's on her way over. Okay. Okay, not sure what's going on, but I don't let that stuff in here. So whatever it is, stop. Sent me a text for a baby blanket. All right, Jenny, thanks. I had start-itis this week. I started and finished the Blue Bunny for Adeline's sister Hannah. I started the water lily blanket, and I worked it up to row to week 5. I've started it up to, and I've got it finished up to week 5. I'm complete and ready for Thursday. It doesn't matter who does what or when, because everything that you do has your personal touch to it, and they come out beautiful. So one of the things that we don't have here in the cottage is competition, and because everything is beautiful. I took a gray and a color that was way too bright, and I started putting it together some time ago, and here it is. It's just a regular granny square blanket, but I have used the front post double crochet to kind of tone down the colors, and it's coming out beautiful. I imagine it'll go to Boggy Creek one of these days. And I don't think I got any other yarn. I think that was it. Okay, Bonnie, if you'll put Mark in the chat, they are fun colors. It's the Red Heart Super Saver Rainbow, or maybe Rainbow. I don't know what it is anymore. Uh-oh. That might be why it's coming out bigger, Denny. Okay, we're going to start the Pick Your Blessing. Bonnie's going to mark the chat. No more chatting, please. And this is a brand new month. I don't care if you won last week. I don't care. As long as you're in the U.S., so I can ship it out at a reasonable rate, you put in the chat a color of yarn that you would like and a weight of yarn that you would like to have. Right. After she writes Mark, then put your weight in, not your weight, but the weight of yarn you want and the color of yarn you want. I don't want to know your weight. I'm back up. So, okay, there we go. Mark. go ahead and put in what you think will stump me today. And I'm going to get my stuff ready for my goat. A cheat. Oh, there's Sunita. Sunita, you came in a second too late, so we're not going to use the word today. We're just going to count, I guess. But thank you. Somebody said you were heading for your sons for a game. A variegated green, a blue DK or sport, variegated purple, blue Bonnie. I always count on Bonnie to ask for blue. Oh, a 4-weight orange. That's a new one. Fall colors. Oh, while we're talking about fall colors, I did start. Let's see if I can find it in here. Yeah, I did start the pumpkin that Christy's doing, but that's all the farther I got on it. So I'm making that stack of 3 pumpkins. This is going to be the bottom one because it's going to be pretty tall, I think, by the time you get it all in. But I am using this Big Twist tweed in the color dark green. You know I love the tweeds. All right, we got 23. Is that with Kim? Must be. Oh, Pebbles. Make sure you guys are on live chat and make sure you guys are live. Okay, what's our final number? Let me get in here and see what we're doing. Google. Oh, you added the word. Okay. So what do we have? 23? Like 23 and me? 25. Okay. All right, let's go back. Please give me a number between 1 and 25. No. No. Between 1 and 25. No, 83 is not between 1. Okay, I'm doing this over. Please pick a number between 1 and 25. All right, guys. 15 is the number. Number 15. I have been watching blurps on the Royals, and I guess Camilla's really in big trouble. She's done some really bad things. So it's interesting when I get stuck for stuff to watch. If I don't have anything in my notifications of people to watch, and I don't have a story going or a movie that I want to watch, I'll read something about the Royals. You would think to be born into the royal family or married into the royal family and have all that glitz and glamour and people waiting on your hand and feet and helping you pick out your clothes, and you know, you would think, wow, that's the life. But we learned with Diana that all is not as cracked up to be. There is still, if you look back over the centuries, there was intrigue and deception and lies and rumors and murders and all kinds of stuff. I think it's still going on. Okay, Lana said variegated 3 or 4 with purple in it. All right. I tried to like her, Dee, but she just seemed so deceptive. I don't know. And as it turned out, I guess she really was. Okay, a purple 3 or 4, a variegated 3 or 4 with purple in it. A variegated 3 or 4 with purple. Variegated 3 or 4 with purple. Variegated 3 or 4 with purple. Oh my. Variegated 3 or 4 with purple. There's one. Variegated 3 or 4 with purple. Maybe 3. Ooh, what's this? Oh, I haven't seen this one for a while. Ooh, that's interesting. All right. Whew, this must be a day 4. Okay, I have some choices here for you. Hopefully, it won't be too hard to choose. Whew. All right, let's see. My first choice was this one, and I do apologize. I pulled it out for something. This is a Baby Bee Sweet Delight, and it is the colorway Baby Fantasy, and it's got lots of purple in it. And it is 60% acrylic, and 40% polyamide. And there is 377 yards in here. And I'll tape this back. And there's a free pattern on the back of the label. Might be a plus for you. I don't like it when I put my yarn in and the label catches on a label next to it and takes the label off. Okay, there's number 1. Here's another one. This was number 2. And this is a Stylecraft chromatic. Very, very pretty. This is a DK, number 3. 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So if you can't do the wool, and this is how this works up. It is, let me see that. It's not really purple, it's more of a pinky purple. It's got some green in it, some cream. It is called Opulent Opal. Opulent Opal. And it's a DK. Takes a 4mm crochet hook. That's number 2. Number 3 is this Bamboo Pop. It's also a number 3. It is 50% cotton, 50% bamboo. And there's 292 yards in here. And I have 2 of them because it is a 3 light. So you might need to hold the 2 together. But it's got purples and pinks and a light pink and a hot pink and kind of a tan. That would work up really nice in a wearable. That's choice number 3. And choice number 4 I just happened upon. I didn't know I even had this. This is a shawl in a ball. This is a Lion Brand yarn, old one. Mindful Mauve. And it is 58% cotton, 39% acrylic, and 3% other fibers, whatever other fibers are. But it's kind of gray and a light gray and a dark gray and a purple. I think this purple comes over here. But my gosh, so pretty. Look at that. So pretty. Mindful Mauve. And it has, did I tell you? 518 yards. So this will make, it's a shawl in a ball. And knowing them, they've given you the pattern inside to make the shawl. So, my dear, do you choose the Yarn Bee, Sweet Delight, the Stylecraft Chromatic? This has got a little wool in it. This is bamboo and cotton, or the shawl in a ball with cotton and acrylic. Zuckman! Yeah, Elizabeth is, she's my queen. Although when Catherine gets there, she'll be it. See, the problem is Catherine's willing to wait and doesn't want to do anything beforehand because it means death to others, where Camilla was willing to get in there and help herself to the top. I don't like devious people. Looks like King Charles rules over 15 countries. I don't know. The United States has a lot of outlying areas that are, I forget what they call them. They're not protectorates. Maybe they are protectorates. I don't know. But Guam, I don't know. I don't know that much about geography. But Great Britain was in India, and it ruled a lot of countries before it gave the countries back to the people. And the ones that Britain ruled, they left a government, they left a education, they left continuity. When they pulled out, they left things in place for the people of the country to govern themselves the way that the British had done it. So there was a level of continuity there. Regina, I don't care what color yarn you pick, you can't outdo chocolate and mint. I love Andy. So Lana, what's your choice? One, two, three, or four? Number four, I think. I love the baby bee yarn and wool, and I love the colors of the bamboo. However, I have very little cotton yarn other than size 10. So number four, the shawl and the ball. All right, Lana, you got it. And somehow or another, I have lost my roll, and I was so proud of it too. My roll of stickers. Oh, here it is right here. See, you just have to admit your fault, and it's solved. Okay, Lana wants the shawl in the ball, and this is pretty. It's looks kind of wonky, and it's got halo, and it says it's a 4 medium, but I'm thinking because of the zigzag and the halo, it's probably more like a 3, Lana. All right, let's get her name on this one. Well, that can go in the T-Rash, and we'll work with a pencil today. Pencils never fail you. Lana. Okay, well, I will get that off in the mail to you tomorrow, Lana. And these go back up on the shelf for another day. All right. I think we have just enough time. Moonrose, hello, hello. I'm so glad you came in. And Jeanette is here, and she's doing good today. That's good. The only thing I would caution you about using yarn with halo is be sure of your tension, and be sure of your stitches, your stitch count. It just halo yarn I find takes a little bit more attention than other yarns, because if you try to frog it, sometimes it doesn't frog as easily because the halo gets all together and beautiful. And there's Naughty Knitting Sacks. Hello, hello. I've seen some of the bags that you've made, and they are gorgeous. Some of them are naughty, but others are very gorgeous. Sunita hooked you up with some blue halo. Yeah, if you work with them and you've got them rustling around in your lap, flipping from back to forward and all that stuff, sometimes they will get in there. For what, Pebbles? What are you thanking me for? I didn't do nothing. All right, I'm going to switch over to the other camera. And we're going to work on the body of Zach, you better get stitching on that or I'm going to have to reclaim it. Tammy, I'm so glad you're still here today. Oh, explaining the halo yarn. It's fun to work with and it's really beautiful. And I like the halo when it's done. I take my handy dandy little, not the Dollar Tree brush, and I brush it, and it makes the halo bigger. And sometimes you can use it for animals or whatever, and give it more halo. Okay, so I am going to use Premier's Anti-Pilling Everyday Medley, which has a little bit of halo. And we're going to start the body of our amigurumi. You might be doing a bunny, you might be doing a zebra, you might be doing a monkey, you might be doing whatever. I'm going to flip over to the other camera, and I love you guys too. You guys are so special to me. Flip over to the other camera, to the smart cam. All right, here we go. We're going to flip over to the smart cam and we're going to start the body of our amigurumi. And you know, we always start out with a magic circle, and I do mine over 2 fingers, and I wrap it twice up over my index finger and hold it with my little finger. And then I come in and I snag and secure. That is not a stitch, that's just the snag. Now we need to do 6 single crochets in the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we're going to pull this tail till we get a small circle. We're going to pull this small circle until we close up the big one. And then we're going to pull the tail to close up that second one. And now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in our snag. We do not work into that snag. And I'm going to get me a piece of yarn that's long enough to come on. There we go. Long enough to come all the way up the body. And put my row counter in there. And the first thing we're going to do is start in that first stitch and do 2 single crochets in each stitch around. And most of you have already done this. I need to go to a bigger hook, I think. My throat's not big enough to hold this. So I'm going to go up to a 4.5. Because this is a 4. If I can find a 4.5. Because a lot of my 4.5s are somewhere else. There's a 4.5. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's better. The throat's just a little bit bigger and holds that or grabs that better. 9, 10, and 11, 12. And that was round 2. Or, yeah, round 2. So now we're doing 1 single crochet and 2 in the next. We're going for 18 here. You guys who have done this on a lot of them know what we're doing. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 all the way around, turning 12 into 18. Two and 16, 17, 18. All right, and that's the way that's looking. Now we're going from 18 and 6 is 24. So we're going to do 1 in the next 2 and 2 in the next, turning 3 stitches into 4. We should come up with 24. There's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh, I should show you this. This is the little goat's foot. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 22, 23, and 24. I flip my row marker over. What's Bonnie doing? Bonnie does a lot of paper crafts. She's supposed to be pretty good at that. 1, 2, 3, and an increase this time, which gives us 5 in the 4. So we should wind up with 30. 1, 2, 3, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 14, and 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Something didn't come out right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. How come I only have 3 left? I should have 4 left. So let me go back. make sure I have 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right, well, we do. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've got 4 left. I just must have miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, this row we're going to have 36. I love Sam for her loyalty too. She just explained the stacked single or the stacked double, and she does a very good job of it. So if you're unsure as to how to do that, you go over to Sam's house. And she can show you how. And if you've got a knitting problem or a knitting question, Sam's another one to go to for information. I think she's been doing it for a while. We're doing 6s all around here. You should have seen Mama Swift go yesterday morning. She was on with Jax, a pop-up maybe, and she was just skirting away. All right, that is 36. And now we're going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to go for 42 stitches. And be sure you get in that first stitch. I think that's what happened is I went to, because with this over here, it looks like this is the first stitch, but it is not. This is the first stitch. So don't let that row counter get you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Would you guys rather have me do this on a live or have me do this on a tutorial? Charvy, I am making, it looks like a coaster, doesn't it? I'm making a bunny. Actually, it's a goat. And there's this little leg. I'm making a goat for a friend. And this is the way we do the body. You start out with 6, you go to 12, 2 in each. Then you do 1 and 2 to get 18. And then you do 2 singles and 2 in the next to get 24. And then you do 30, you do 36. And now I'm on the next row and we're doing 42 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 in the next is 7, and 6 sides is 42 stitches. And we're going to come out with the body like this. We're just down here on the bottom. And welcome into the cottage. This is Miss C's cottage, home of the Somebunny. And I try and make Somebunnies every couple months to show other people how to make them, because everyone needs to know that somebody loves them. And I'd like to give everyone an opportunity to learn how to make a Somebunny, either for yourself or for someone else. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you'd like to learn how to make a Somebunny, or this is going to be a goat, which will be a somebody. If you'd like to learn how to make one, just Gmail me at misscscottage@gmail.com, and I'll send you the directions for the Somebunny. And the feet for the Somebunny and the body for the Somebunny are the basis of all of the Sombunnies and buddies that we make. Denisha, it's the same foot and it's the same body. Just the head and the ears are different. Just like on the zebra, the head and the ears are different. We're going to go up to 48 now. So we're going to go 6 and then an increase to 8. And 6 eighths are 48. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 in the same stitch. And then we'll do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Till we get 48. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Barbara's here. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, Sharvi, you are new here. Welcome to Miss C's cottage. Do you crochet? Do you knit? Tell us a little bit about yourself, because we always love new people coming in. And I hope to see your face again. Please leave your shoes at the door and all of your worries and cares. Come on in, bring a project or crochet along with us. Um, let's see, what else do I usually say? Leave all your worries outside because they don't come in. This is a place of unadulterated, unconditional love. Pull up a chair, put your feet up, soak up the love. I hope you all brought your buckets today. All right, now we have 48 stitches. And we're just going to do 48 stitches all the way around, which will bring it up over his tummy. That's the best part about this, Denisha, is once you get the basics down, you can do pretty much adjust just pretty much as you please. You can adjust, you can, instead of decreasing by 4, you can decrease by 2 and make his tummy bigger, and then change your decreases as you go until you get what you like. I'm going to be 48 in here away and watching the chat while I'm doing this. I call those bellies. Yep. That's something that I have wanted to start. Leanie's got me interested in doing Facebook again, and I'm thinking to add a little more zest to my channel. I can get my Facebook page going. You guys can go ahead and send pictures to me on Facebook of a crochet along project, like the pumpkins. If you're doing pumpkins, or if we're working on a flower, or if we're working on an apple coaster, you can send in a picture of what you've made for the month to my Facebook page, and at the end of the month, we'll do a spin and pick a winner out of all of the pictures that have come in. I think I'd like to do that and add a little bit of spice to the channel. In August, we made an apple coaster because September, everybody goes back to school in September, August or September. So we made an apple coaster for the teacher, or for you, or if you're the teacher, or just for yourself at the house. I've been making pumpkins along with Christy over at Crochet Creations by Christy. So I have to go over there and watch her channel. And I'll give you a whole month of September, excuse me, to make a stack of 3 pumpkins. And I forget who she says they came from. MJ Off the Hook, maybe? And she's the one that introduced the wheat stitch, and she's doing the wheat stitch pumpkin. So that would give you a new stitch to learn, a project to work on, because there's 3 pumpkins in the stack, and a chance to win a prize. I take a lot of ideas from Christy's Closet because when I started my channel, I wanted it to be special. I wanted it to be fun. I wanted it to be interesting, and I wanted it to be a place where people could come, kick their shoes off, and just soak up the love. So I started thinking about channels that I went to for those particular things. And why was it those channels were the ones that I chose to go to week after week after week? And I borrowed the things that interested me from those channels that I enjoyed, and I put them into my channel. And one of the things that I borrowed from Chris is she has Let's Make a Yarn Deal, in which she says to the people, let's make a yarn deal. You pick a color and a weight, and I'll see if I can find it. And if your name is chosen, then you get to choose from the skeins that I found. And I said, that's fun. That's fun to do. And I have more yarn on my shelf than I can crochet up in the time that I have left on this earth. So I can bless someone with a skein of yarn. So I mentioned that game on my channel, and Michelle said, call it a blessing. And I said, perfect. So my game is called Pick Your Blessing. And that's what Lana won today. She got to pick her blessing from the choices that I found on my shelf in the color selection and weight that she chose. But I think I'd like to do more of that. So that's why I say to you, if we've got a project going, this week it's an this month it's an amigurumi. So if you make a Somebunny or a Somebody this month, and you post it on Miss C's Cottage Facebook page, we'll put all the names on the wheel, spin the wheel, and at the end of the month, we'll choose a winner to win something. I'll come up with something. I'll put some yarn and the famous bunny stitch marker and a couple other notions in a bag and mail it off to you, if that works for you. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. And we've got a ways to go before we do our first decrease. Does that sound like fun to you guys? I don't either. I don't, well, I don't know. Can you post pictures on Instagram? Because I haven't done Facebook either. There's Terry. Hello, Terry. There's a spot on YouTube where you can have community posts. I think you can post in coffee too. "48 stitches." Yeah, these are 48. Now I'm confused. Do I do Facebook or Instagram? I don't know much about Instagram. I do have an account, but I don't think I've ever been there. And you have to go through rigorous, not a strip search. No, 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 no. You have to go through, you have to jump through the hoops if you want to get on Facebook. Because I don't allow certain things in here in the cottage. Just love and peace and joy and happiness. And those things are all that's allowed on the Facebook page too. But Denisha, you could always send me your amigurumi picture this month, and I could add your name to the wheel. And for those of you who don't do Facebook, but if you do Facebook, I would appreciate it if you put them on Facebook. But I'll check out Instagram and see if that works better. I'm not very technologically um, savvy, so I don't know what works best. I have to rely on others to tell me what is the better thing to do. Yeah, I'm not a real Facebook person. That's right, Leanie. You use Facebook more than Instagram. Well, maybe I'll just stick with Facebook then, and Denisha, you can just send me your pictures and we'll add your name on the wheel. How's that? This is 12. I'm going to decrease on 13. I don't know much about, like I said, I don't know much about it. So maybe we'll just stick with Facebook. But I'm going to have to go in with probably Leanie and get her to help me. Because I know that um, Christy does Facebook and takes her spins off the Facebook account when people post. But she also has different areas on her Facebook page where if you do a dishcloth, you post your picture under the dishcloth group. If you're doing a blanket, you post it under the blanket group. If you're doing the pumpkins, you post it under the pumpkin group. It's just so that all the pictures wind up in the place they need to be counted. And I'm not sure how to do that. So I'm going to have to get with someone who does and helps me figure the darn thing out. All right, this is my last row of 48. And now I'm going to, because I like to decrease on the odd rows. You'll help with Facebook? Thank you, P. There's Unique Amazing Stripes. Welcome, 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 sweetheart. You must have snuck in whilst I wasn't looking. Oh, Lana, you know what I did yesterday? Um, Mr. Elmo is working on his trains. So he said, I'm working on a cave. Will you come out and take a look at my cavemen? They need some help. And tell me what you think my cave needs to make it a little more realistic. So I went out to the train room and I took I have a couple brushes that I used to use for painting long ago. And we put some finishing touches on the cavemen to make them look a little more realistic. And I helped him a little bit with the cave. Yes, Anita knows. She's really good. I don't know what smiley balls are. Now, I've made the tumbleweeds for Boggy Creek out of my scrap yarn. No, no stalactites and no stalagmites, but we did put some pine bark behind the cave opening so that it looks like a rock ledge behind it. That's what I want to know. Are they? I made those little Bubba birds, and Sanita's got the cutest penguins, just tiny little penguins. That those are things that you can give to the police department or to the sheriff's department or to the fire department to give to kids who are in a traumatic situation. I don't know, Sam. I'm waiting for an answer. All right, this is 13, so I'm going to decrease. And I'm going to decrease every 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. Now I have 48 stitches, and my decreases go in the front loops of the next 2 stitches. Is how I do my decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. Front loop, decrease. I'm going to do that all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. I'll probably be getting in touch with a lot of people. You did, Lana? Random acts of kindness. Oh, those things. I love those things. She puts balloons or weighted beds to make it weighted beads to make it more of a stress ball or a hacky sack. Thank you, Denisha. Well, I don't know about that, but I know I love these guys. I know this is like the Blues Brothers. This is my mission from God to make Somebunnies and give them out to people so they know somebody loves them. There's so many people in this world that are sad for one reason or another, and they don't feel valuable. Either they put themselves down or someone else has put them down, and they feel like a less than person. And they need to know that they are a child of God, that He created them to love Him, and they need to know how much He loves them. And they won't know until they find out that somebody loves them. And I have been given the job to make bunnies and let them know. Okay, I am going to go ahead and cut this off because I don't like these things, and they bother me. So I'm going to go ahead and leave about 1/2 inch in there and cut this off. And it's long enough I can use it for a leg, for a row counter on a leg. All right, so this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This will be 14, row 14, and we're going to go up to row 16. We're going to continue with the stitches that we have. We've eliminated 8 stitches out of the 48, so we should have 40 stitches left. And we're going to continue with those 40 stitches until we get to row 16 and do our next decrease. So, like I said, you can write this down, or you can Gmail me at misty'scottage@gmail.com, and I'll send you the recipe for this bunny/goat. Now, I am considering making this a long-haired goat, but I don't know. I'm not sure what to do. I'll show you the picture in Carrie Lord's book, Edward's Menagerie, where I got Emma the bunny. And she has a goat in there, and I think the goat's name is Nanny, if I remember correctly. Let me finish this round and we'll look it up. But I don't like to copy her patterns. I like to look at them and get an inspiration and then do my own thing. All right, you can see where this is 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, and all these are 48, and now we've gone back to 40. It's kind of cupping in, and that's where this belly comes in, where this belly starts to round. And we're going to go up a few stitches to 16. So let me see if I can find this nanny goat. It's there's sheeps and goats and pandas and hippopotamus and an elephant, really, really cute elephant. And there's Emma the bunny. And this is what got me going. When I saw that, I knew she was a somebody, and I had to go out to lots of different people. But I've switched her ears, and I've switched her body, And I mean, there's the standard legs and standard body that she has. And I just switched them. Oh, it's Audrey. Audrey the nanny goat on page 72. And here's Audrey. She's got a little bit of a beard. Now, I didn't do my dark up as far as hers. She's got white for legs and then darker on the top. And I put my dark on the bottom. And I did it a shorter yarn switch. Hers is shorter up here and longer here. Mine's shorter here and longer here. But I think she's going to come out really cute. This is going to be, I don't know. You guys think of a name. This goes to Adeline's boyfriend, Zach. So we're going to have to come up with a name for him. Octopus is all done. Yay! See, it just takes about 2 hours to finish up. And we've got about 7 minutes. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more rounds of 48, and then I will decrease. I'll have 40. So I think I'll decrease. I'll do 2 stitches and then decrease. 1, 2, and then decrease. And that will take me down to the next level. And then, if you want the pattern, you're going to have to Gmail me. Okay, going back to the big camera now. We'll flip back over and get out the prayer book, because the last few minutes of what we do here at Miss C's Cottage is to take prayer requests for those who need them or those who know of someone who needs them. And I got a book here that has prayer requests in it. And Mia has asked for prayers for her daughter. Mr. Magoo. I remember him. He had problems. He couldn't see very well. Mia says, please continue to pray for her youngest daughter, not dog. Okay, and today is 9/7. We're going to continue to pray for Mia and her daughter. Found out we can sell your uncle's home instead of having it demolished. You can sell. That's awesome, Leslie. Oh, I hope that works out for you. We're going to put that in the prayers. I'm going to get a different pencil because that one's writing too large. Sell uncle's house. And Bonnie's mom. That's good news. That is such good news. And Lana for her arm. And her mom. Creative Grandma Glenda, her mom is not doing great. Oh no. I like Glenda. And I really like her channel now that she's got her grandson on there. And she is so creative. And Valerie says, pray for her mom in mourning. How are you doing, Valerie? Kim, I love you. I love all of you. I love each and every one of you that has been faithful to come into the cottage every Sunday, every Wednesday when you can make it. And just if you don't bring a project to work on, you bring your bucket full of love and you just share with everyone here. Um, and if there's a sad face, somebody's right there giving hugs. And I love that. I love to see your smiling faces come in. I love it when you open the door and peek in to see who's here. It thrills my soul. And I am so thankful for each and every one of you. Valerie, at noon, I'm always on at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So you can add an hour back to the West Coast. But 12 o'clock is when I'm here. Yeah. Don't forget to pray for Ashley's family, her mom and her husband. Okay, gotta go. But I love each and every one of you, and I pray that God will hold you in the palm of his hand and keep you safe this week until we meet again on Wednesday. Bye, guys.